Tribe, welcome back. It's me, Mr. Hall, author, founder, artist, conscious systems architect, nice, architect, master healer, ethical, taboo and kink adult content creator and educator. Okay, and stepping into soul therapy, right? Now, if you don't already know, the titles are irrelevant. Reality is still catching up to define specifically what I am, undeniable, unexplainable, as I am, because we are, right? Also, as soon as I begin the video, I begin to channel as well. These videos are meant to act as confirmations, as you are your best guide, possibly give context to unexplainable experiences that you're having, give some perspective and perception, and allow you space to be, exist, thrive, and align. We practice omnism and animism here, so everyone is welcome and included, all species. Only guideline would be to allow the energy to flow, okay? So I digress. What I did picked up. So something being picked apart, something being broken down in a positive context of reconstruction, okay? I'm also picking up, and I picked up this soul therapy, okay? Soul therapist, stepping into spaces where we are healing from the inside out and actually being completely healed, right? Not staying stuck in a loop, in a cycle of indentured servitude to systems and thought patterns and ways of being that are limiting the capacity for our existence collectively and interdimensionally, okay? You may have really went through a phase recently that was allowing you to release something, okay? And in releasing something that was heavy to you or limiting to you, you've embraced your Aries energy, your willpower, right? This space and this fire energy, okay? The action-oriented energy, the I am, okay? You're understanding more of this I am energy that you embrace and embody. I'm picking up also energy centers, energy manipulation, and also, so energy, frequency, and vibration, okay? Breaking it down into terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Being able to manipulate energy, all right? So we may be looking at some occult practices, we may be looking into metaphysical practices, we may be looking into scientific, empirical, and theoretical as well. But all of these shifts happening simultaneously as though the veil has thinned, when really it's been remembered that the veil has been non-existent essentially, and we are collectively stepping into a space of remembrance of this, okay? Yeah, the 12th house coming out, okay? Let me shuffle. So something about your faith, okay? All right, and we have the Aquarius energy. So this is relative, okay? Aquarius, Scorpio, so a lot of water energy. So you may be a water sign, so Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. That may be a confirmation for you as well. And also the 8th house coming up, so we'll pull that too. Okay, so really tossing to the side, okay, and Leo as well. So Leo, so you may have a strong Leo placement in your 8th house or 12th house. You may have Aquarius in your 8th house and or 12th house. But something about your ancestors coming through to redefine and reshape you, yourself, your lineage, your consciousness, the awareness. Okay, also something unexpected taking place in a rebirth energy, okay? This need for control, something being resurrected in an unexpected way, all right? You inventing a way to resurrect this energy of passion, this energy of genius. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so okay, so there may have been this Pluto type energy Okay, and when I say Pluto type energy, we're looking at the planet and the frequency and the vibration that it would consist of based on spiritual practices, beliefs, and circles, right? So this Pluto energy, this need to control, an obsession, okay, spiritually a need for control, and mentally an obsession, and physically, on a practical perspective, a power struggle, okay, between your capacities to experiment with your genius and your eccentricities, okay, a power struggle between what leadership means for you in the spiritual sense and even your creativeness, okay, what you want to do, you being able to do what you want and doing it how you would like. All right, there may have been a power struggle going on with this, I'm picking up. And this may have been something that was hidden from you, but you've gone through some type of major change and had a personal transformation. I'm picking up the spiritualism, okay. You may have embraced a new philosophy or belief that has empowered you to step into your personal power, gain this willpower, right? So much energy around power and how energy works, right? And we did mention the connection between soul therapy, right? So understanding one of your powers and gifts. So you may have an affinity towards a title of soul therapy. Okay, I'll go ahead and title the reading this because this was definitely guided. So stepping into soul therapy and what that looks like for you, right? Healing all the aspects and layers of yourself to create a holistic balance, okay? I'm also picking up similarly to occupational therapy within medicine, okay, and the houses. So you've possibly traveled interdimensionally or spiritually. So you've gone through a metamorphosis in the way that you're able to encapsulate and educate and learn within yourself and through others, and others being physical external beings to you, and also others being technology, messages you see, the things that you allow to be fed within your subconscious and your mind. Okay, so for now, let's get a specific rendering message. So you rendering something, you creating something, okay, rendering something in the context of creation, of building, of structuring, okay, but literally using your chi, using energy systems to manifest, and you utilizing energy systems in an advantageous way to create a masterpiece, a culmination of your existence during this lifetime. Okay, so I'm picking up, okay, so you may be picking up pieces, okay, picking apart things. All right, so that's significant. You may be in the action of doing that. Something about your left hand being itchy, okay. So you may be expecting to receive something, incoming energy, okay, as the left side represents the left hemisphere of the body, the energy, the divine feminine, the receptive energy, okay. So you've received some type of abundance, possibly. You've received a complete abundance. This isn't separated into practical, material things. This is you've received some form of spiritual inheritance, okay. I'm picking up you may have a south node in Leo because, okay, Aquarius and Leo. So because you may have a south node or north node in either of these signs or aspects. Because if you have a north node in Aquarius, your south node would be Leo. If you have a north node in Leo, your south node would be Aquarius, right? So interchangeable. So you've found an unexpected way using the energy of Uranus, okay? So your anus, okay? So anal power, so being anal about something. So you've separated from this anal energy of Pluto, okay? This type A energy of Pluto that's obsessed with power, struggle, and control, right? And you found ways to stir up the situation. Okay, you've invented a way. You've become open to new ideas. Your third eye has opened. In specific circles, we would mention the third eye. Okay, you've had some type of unexpected change. So this is in the current energy. You're going through some type of unexpected change where possibly what has been in leadership, what you have defined as leadership, is being shifted. Okay, the spiritual values of society being shifted, of reality being shifted interdimensionally. Okay, yeah, seeking oneness with all there is. All right, and as far as past, present, future tense goes, everything is happening all at once simultaneously based on the latest understandings of empirical science becoming theoretical sciences. Okay, so you may want to do some research on that, quantum physics, things of this nature, to add that within your perception and grasp. Okay. I'm picking up flowing with the wind, going with the flow, but also changing the current, okay? Changing the currents of flow through your energy work and being able to understand the energy bodies, consciousness, okay? The layers, okay, so I'm picking up 8 layers, something about the number 8. So you may have been seeing 888, 999, 12, 12, okay, so mirroring, okay, 11, 11, 21, 21, or 12, 21, and these may be significant as far as numerology. These may be license plate numbers, these may be cycles, these may be codes, these may be pin numbers, these may be angel numbers, right? Any relation of communication that you can get through the language of numbers, okay? All right, so spiritually, genius to experiment with an unusual example of your faith, okay? Mentally, the discoveries of a different way of looking at hidden tendencies, all right? And practically on the physical, resulting from the eccentricity of an unexpected change, large institutions, or overwhelming events, right? So we do see globally so many things taking place and space within societies, civilizations right now, and this is a global change happening during the age of Aquarius, the light bringer, okay, knowledge bearer, okay, yeah, something in relation to freedom, right? So this, I did mention previously, this indentured slavery, right? This idea of having the privilege to become a slave in a different capacity, right? Going to a 9 to 5, if it's killing your soul and your spirit, raising your cortisol levels, highly linked to living less life. So these systems are being forced, in a sense, to change, but the forcing is literally a divine flow, an energetic swap, an energetic shift collectively through the consciousness, okay, coming from higher interconnected frequencies, okay, leaving unsustainable situations behind. So you may have done this as well, leaving limiting thought patterns, leaving limiting beliefs, embracing yourself and knowing in the art of being, okay, knowing in being who, what, where, when, why, and how you are is valuable, authentic, is a sign of leadership, of true power, of true genius, okay? And this in and of itself is an art form, okay? Or you may be being perceived as art, right? Almost feeling as though you're not human because you're feeling externally alien, okay? If that makes sense. If that makes logic, all right? We always make sense, right? So if that makes logic, so shifting between what has been understood as logic, okay? Shifting into collective awareness of this, right? The occult, esoteric knowledges are no longer so secret. These secret societies that are not so secret, these cults, gangs, mafias, these organizations in government and corporations that have been obscured and corrupted, right? Not saying that every government is worldwide or within even your local area of existence. Not saying that every cult, gang, mafia, cartel is corrupt within every state of existence, right? A cartel could be freedom fighters, right? A gang could be the moms at the bake sale, right? Okay, so something significant about those examples as well. You may be baking something, creating something, something's in the oven, giving birth to something, right? Freedom fighters may also be significant. I believe these were films, movies. Okay, so something significant about films, movies, and the way that these are interpreted by yourself, your mind now, intellectually. Okay, and we'll move forward. So the 8th house, so associations, what you're associating yourself to as far as freedom is changing. What you're defining as freedom, your personal liberation, those things are changing, as well as the 8th house, right? So your personal power and the mysteries of life. Look at you unlocking the mysteries of life and shit. Look at that. Okay. We would presume that there may be entities and energies that would be upset about this, right? I mean, no good or evil, no good or bad, no anointed or evil, just simply being in what is, okay? And something about, so Billie Eilish, okay, so something about the entertainment industry caving in on itself, okay, with the statement that is coming to mind from Billie Eilish, a singer, I believe, or something like this, and this individual mentioned something upon receiving an award of, we love everyone, but why are you a billionaire, right? So that statement ringing true, that may be significant, okay? Placing balance within systems and structures that have profited off of the torture and repetitive trauma building and bonding cycles of creation, okay? So stealing energy, destiny swapping energy, the cyclical nature of being spun around in a circle, okay? While many have been unaware of this, okay? So that's significant as well. If that resonates, take that part as well. So something about you know the truth. You know truth. You are the truth. There are many truths, but you are one of the many, okay? Okay, so a major change to your circle of friends, okay? And the way, so mentally, the associations that you have with the mysteries of life as well, okay? You're getting some types of hopes and wishes answered, okay? And this is for humanity's sake, right? You're going to be able to get and use power. How beautiful. Ooh, karma cards are coming through today, all right? So let's see. All right, so we're going to tap into the Hermetic Tarot. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Ooh, Judgment. Judgment reverse. King of Swords reverse. 7 of Wands. Okay, so there may have been a King of Swords that was attempting to be in this upstanding energy. All right, and we'll look at this from as many layers as we can within human existence and experience and perspective and perception. So it looks like there was a last judgment called on possibly an earth sign, okay, that was attempting to be in this King of Swords energy, which is astute, intellectual, right, very cutting, and very matter-of-fact energy. But in reality, in the perspectives of the reality, they were being manipulated possibly by Luciferian energy, okay, possibly under some form of possession spell. Okay, I'm picking spell work, some type of illusionary work, and this is calling for the Lord of Valor, right? So in the near future, I'm picking up these energies. So, okay. I'm picking up that in the near future, spiritual values will be reenacted, okay, divinely, all right? And this can come from any context, culturally, ancestrally, interdimensionally, through hidden occult knowledge, through different wisdoms, wherever you find yourself spiritually, okay, in belief, there will be valor, okay? A way for spiritual values and long-term thinking or travel, okay? So looking at what's going to be sustainable, because it looks like there may have been some earth signs, okay, as I'm seeing both triangles reversed, and in Hermetic science and alchemy, this would represent the earth sign. Okay. So there was some type of reverse judgment on leadership that was attempting to mask itself as though it was the ultimate authority of intelligence, right? And picking up the energy of playing God in the realities and lives of societies, communities, individuals, consciousness, okay? Playing the role of God in consciousness, right? The absolute truth. Okay, and then this power struggle has led to, okay, life or death issues for humanity's sake. Okay, so I'm picking up more now on a global scale. And you can look at this in a micro and a macro perspective to your own reality and existence. You may have had third parties external to yourself, or even within yourself, entities, energies that were permeating your being and or permeating circles around you, okay? Through some type of spell work, imagery work, okay? I'm picking up mirror magic, I'm picking up word magic, okay? I'm picking up black magic, okay? But in detrimental purposes, okay? To destroy your willpower, to destroy your leadership, to destroy your hopes and your wishes. That didn't work out. So let's continue. Yeah, 8 of Wands. So something happening swiftly, okay? Something happening swiftly here, also with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So a merging of the divine masculine and feminine energies, okay? As we see within this pentagram. All right, so you really being able to decode hidden symbology. Yeah, Lord of Strife, Lord of Rest from Strife. Yeah, so you're being able to rest from this strife, this internal struggle that was being projected upon you, okay? And I'm showing the cards and the imagery in these cards to activate subconscious aspects of your thinking, okay, and awareness. And if you see something significant in these cards that are standing out to you, this would be a confirmation for you to go look into that as well. You can, again, request information from me, book a reading. I have my link in the bio. Right, so also some, okay, so with the Knight of Pentacles here, the Lord of the Wild and the Fertile Land, right? So there's some type of energy that you are embodying, some type of energy coming forward to really restore and bring rest to all this strife, okay? As we see, let's look at this flower or this entity or this energy in the center being stabbed by these 4 swords, okay? So some type of communication being brought forth, right? Some type of communication was keeping the energy trapped, stuck, binded on the physical. If we looked at the physical swords, energetically, if we look at the energy surrounding it and encapsulating it almost into a sigil, okay, keeping it binded. So some type of binding magic, some type of binding work that was taking place. And the reality is a harmonious change, okay? 2 of Pentacles, balance, right? You being able to grab this Kundalini energy, okay, with that energy work, being able to grab this Kundalini energy with the Jupiter symbolism here, okay? Also the number 4, so being able to stabilize this luck energy to hold balance into the conscious reality of the collective, yourself, how you see reality, how you see society, civilizations, how we see I am because we are, right? How we see the interconnected, how we see the interconnection between hopes and wishes for the future, of the future, doing things for the future, and how we use power and others' resources, right? So this can be literal resources like money, time, energy, patience, skills, right? How are we utilizing these energies, okay? Interesting, a lot of information coming through. Man, I know some... All right, so if you've been following along, tribe, I know a lot of you are feeling this and understand this. I mean, it's just been interesting. Wow, channeling deeply. Okay, Princess of the Echoing Hills. So Princess of Pentacles, okay, is no longer embracing. All right, so you may have been an earth sign, or you may have you may be an earth sign may be relevant to this situation. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but there was some earth sign. Either you have those placements within your chart, or this energy is external to you, okay, that was, okay, either inflicting, okay, so there may have been an earth sign negatively impacting your ability to manifest, okay, as we see the sword being pointed directly at this Princess of Pentacles. But the thing is, the Princess of Pentacles, regardless of gender, you were able to recognize this, where these attacks were coming from, where these Seven of Swords energies were coming from, either self-created, okay? All right. There also may have been a Knight of Pentacles, Lord of Waves and Waters, okay? So some type of emotional attacks being directed to you, possibly from a water sign, okay, or a fire sign. A water sign, a fire sign, and an air sign, okay? Now, these can be looked at in the context and perspective of energies as well. So something about emotional actions being taken logically to attack you, okay, or to attack your essence, your being. And when I say you, I can also be referencing to the collective, okay, to society, to civilization, to reality, okay? So these actions that were being taken by this group, or these combined energies, the power of 3, I'm picking up as well. Okay, so I'm picking up a lot of energy from other readers right now. Okay, I digress. All right, so you're also working on telepathy, okay? You may want to do some research if you have never experienced this or have never done this, okay? But either way, we have Aquarius, Pisces, okay? So confirmation on the Aquarius, Pisces, you may have these placements that can be significant for you, okay? Aquarius here 3 times, actually. Okay, so some really bitter air sign energy. So intellectual energies want you to attack the Empress, the energy of fulfillment, the energy of nourishment, the energy of summer, the energy of Venetian energy of joy and peace, okay, of purity, of logic through sense, okay? So your senses were attempting to be blocked off, okay? Your creativeness, all right, your mental ability and flexibility to take a risk or take a chance on something, okay, taking a chance on what's to be shared. Wow, the energy, the cards are giving very different energy today in this moment, as the readings are timeless as well. But either way, whatever has been hidden is, so secret trips, secret travel, something being done in a big way, confirmation, if you hear that. If you're unfamiliar with confirmation or what I'm referencing when I say confirmation, go ahead and do some research in the spiritual circles and communities of perspective, knowing and understanding, and conscious perspective and perception. You'll have space to grasp that. But either way, okay. So you being receptive to information as well. This has been very helpful for you. Okay? You being able to be open to these new ideas that we picked up. Okay? I'm also picking something up about the number 9, 9 gods, 9 demigods, 9 divine energies, 9 portals, dimensions, frequencies, okay, into creativity. All right, so circling back to this energy manipulation and handling. So there may have been up to 9 different groups, entities, energies that were having dominion over yourself, over the collective, over consciousness, that were blocking the light, okay, when we look at these hidden tendencies and the emotional energy surrounding it. So shrouding emotions and hiding the inner light that's behind, putting a freeze. If you look closely, this energy almost looks to be frozen, right? Freezing light energy, freezing aether energy, freezing something in time, okay, keeping something restricted to linear time, all right? And it seems that you've broken or chipped away at, okay, that energy. That energy was slowly being chipped away at. And now it has bursted, okay? Opened itself, okay? Opened itself. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Stepping into this Lord of Abundance and Success, right? Having the options, knowing there are many pathways, many truths, many options, many layers to existence, all right? And especially emotionally. Right? So tapping into different dimensions of emotion, energy and motion, okay, through thought creation, stepping into many layers of pouring into your cup. And this may be divinely orchestrated through nature, because as I'm seeing here, so nature giving reality, consciousness, the divine, however you would associate that, giving you a hand in this creation, filling your cups. Something cannot be stopped. Nature attempting to be stopped. And when I reference nature, existence attempting to be stopped. Okay? Lots of energy. All right, so let me give out a closing message. So I'm picking up really a culmination of you wrapping up this life experience as it has been experienced so far, stepping into a new beginning, a new life, a new perspective, a new way of being, culturally, mentally, emotionally, through every human existence aspect that we currently have language for, right? And possibly adding new language into the understanding through symbology, through appreciation of self, through recognition of self in others. Okay, but I'll get a closing message for some action steps, practical things. So spiritually, okay, leadership, okay. So resurrect leadership as if it or they came from all there is. Okay. So resurrecting of true leadership. Okay, I'm picking up chosen ones, star seeds, light workers, all really getting destiny swaps back, calling your power, our power back. Okay. Mentally, get to the heart of the creativeness of the philosophies and laws involved, right? So really breaking down, getting into these theologies, these philosophies, these universal laws, these practical laws, federal, state. Okay, so I'm picking up this energy as well. Physically, do what you want to, and do it in a big way, as you must. So do or die, okay? Yeah, do or die. You must do what you want to and do it in a big way. Literally. But did you die? Some of us have experienced those near-death experiences and have experienced the unexplainable. And yes, we have, by all practical senses and definitions of what death is. But moving forward, we've been resurrected, right? Ooh. Ooh. All right, so I'll use Aquarius for this one. Okay. So tapping into your Aquarius energy. So the concepts and constructs of leadership being replaced, being dropped down to really embrace, okay? So this is going back to that Leo South Node energy where the I, the self, the shine is less important as much as the bigger goal and scheme of things and the broader perspective of, okay? And with this, spiritually, the need for control of genius to experiment with spiritual values, okay? So controlling your genius, honing it in, accepting that genius is found through all things and always, right? Different levels and measurements of IQ, EQ, right? I'm picking up fish out of water energy. A fish would seem unintelligent if it's not given space to roam in the ocean and only trapped in a fishbowl, okay? Whereas being trapped in a web, a fly may find chaos when the web is the perfect space for the spider, right? So really aligning genius in a way that is able to be focused, not specifically linear, but focused, contextualizing. I'm picturing, what I'm seeing in, what's coming to mind is the physical vessel being an eyeball, and wherever your attention goes, your energy flows, and being able to put attention where the energy will be able to emotionally flow, where energy and motion will be most beneficial to really strike down any falsities, fallacies around practicality, okay? An intertwining of both, okay? A penetration into penetrating stability through energy and motion that has been that is conscious energy and motion, okay? Stepping away from just blindly exasperating yourself, okay? I'm picking up allowing your cup to overflow, okay? All right, seeing different dimensions and angles of the same thing, Okay. All right, mentally, an obsession with the discoveries of long-range thinking or travel. Yeah, so being guided to remember tomorrow, okay? Being guided to understand that in the blips of life that seem to be so catastrophic, it's only one part of the full picture, okay? And physically, a power struggle resulting from the eccentricity of what is to be shared, okay? So letting go of this power struggle. As soon as you enter a win, okay, as soon as you enter a win or lose mentality, you've already lost. The game has already been won. All right. The art is of being. All right. And I believe I did mention that, or we did, right? Wow. Aquarius here 4 times. Yeah. So some strong genius energy. You're tapping into it. You've uncovered some type of hidden information. This is beautiful. Please do share. All right. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the link above. Go ahead and support the other aspects, as this is a part of my life work, my life purpose, one of the many paths, okay? Okay, something about a split in the road and you being able to choose the middle path, okay? You taking a look back with this wisdom that you've gained through your human experience and being able to apply practical steps into the creation of existence, okay? All right, tribe. Abracadabra, so mote it be, so it is, as above, so below, and Anak Amun. See you next time.